Good morning from a rainy Johannesburg this morning. We have the privilege today to talk to the General Manager of Kyocera South Africa, Mr. Paul Wendland, who happens to be an old friend of Comtea. Hello, Paul. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too.
Yes, and how have you been?
I've been well.
That's good.
A lot's happened since we last met.
I know.
And I've done quite a lot at Kyocera during that time, and it's quite nice for us to have some time to catch up.
Fabulous. So let's start with that. Tell me a little bit more about Kyocera today.
I think the last time when we met, I was the services manager for Kyocera, and we were involved in a lot of work around our learnerships and building our services department through learnerships and skills development.
Okay.
Since then, I've moved on to being the general manager of Kyocera South Africa. A lot of the programs that we ran during that time are still in existence. And Kyocera's developed from the 11 people where we started out and now 20 people when we knew you to around 80 people. And a lot of that is built out of our skills program.
Fantastic. I'm sure you had a lot to do with that.
Well, I think skills development is a collective effort from a business. So you need mentors and you need support from the business to run those programs. And I think Kyocera have provided us a good platform to run programs like that and to develop skills not only with learners, but also with our existing staff members, who many have gone through a graduate program and obtained degrees and improved their business acumen with Kyocera's assistance.
So just in case any of our viewers don't know, I think most people would, tell us a little bit about what does Kyocera do? What is your line of business?
So Kyocera is predominantly a document management business, and we are a producer of hardware and we develop software for the print and managed print industry. We've also recently, in the last 3 years, developed an inkjet production print model that we have taken to market, and we will be launching more inkjet devices in the near future to complement our print range.
Fantastic. We'll definitely keep an eye out for those ones.
Good.
Talking about Kyocera still, you manage that you have a network of partners. Can you explain that a little bit?
So our business model is a dealer-based business model.
Okay.
We do all of our business through our partners.
Okay.
So many of them represent us in the marketplace, and we have for the past couple of years also involved them in our learnership programs to ensure that our learner programs have a result in terms of providing work opportunity for the learners that we produce. So in this year we have 2 partners that are involved in the learnership. They were involved from the selection of the learners right through the training and education portion, as well as the skills portion practically. So we share that with the 2 partners in Johannesburg. And our hope is that the 6 learners we have in this year's program will be placed with either us or our partners and provide job opportunities.
Does your dealer network run outside South Africa, in Africa at all?
Yes, it does. So we look after SADC basically in terms of our support. And our sales and service trainers also visit those countries to provide training to the technicians and the salespeople in those regions. And in some cases, they travel their technicians to South Africa for face-to-face training, particularly on production print, where we bring in trainers from the Netherlands to train our local partners and our staff on the production print devices.
So that training facility is here at your head office?
Yeah, we have our ground floor of our building is dedicated to customers. So we have meeting rooms, showrooms, training rooms, and canteen facilities to facilitate training and to facilitate them and their customers if they want to visit us and view our equipment, and allow our staff to participate in meeting their customers and talking about Kyocera and our business.
I did notice when we came in that the facilities are really top-notch. Well done.
Thank you.
Looks very nice. You talk a lot about skills development. So I think in the first few minutes we've learned a lot about what you do here in terms of your own staff as well as outside. A lot of the people that watch our videos are individuals that are coming into the industry. Do you have any advice for young people in terms of how do you choose a career, or how do you get into this industry, for instance?
I think choosing a career is quite tough.
It is.
And we all know that careers change quite a lot. So the advice I would give anyone is that education and certification is important.
Yes.
And you need to make sure that you develop the habit of staying in touch with what's happening and If you do that, I think opportunities will open up for you. There's no chance in IT to be lazy and to be complacent. You have to realize that the industry is fast-paced, and to build a career and get to the top, most of the young guys are really driven to stay not only trained and educated, but also to put a good practical experience platform behind them and build a good CV. I think this is important for all the youngsters. When the youngsters start the learnerships, we explain to them that this is an opportunity for you to enter an industry. However, as much as there is an opportunity to enter the industry, their personality and what they learn and the experience is what's going to take them further in the workplace.
When you recruit for Kyocera South Africa, do you mainly use the learnerships as a platform, or do you also go outside of that to do recruitment?
We do a little bit of both. So
Okay.
we don't only use learnerships. So in our development teams and our software teams, we mostly use an intern program where we
Okay.
take graduates and we bring them in and we take them through practical experience in terms of our products and what we do, and prepare them to become developers or business analysts or any of the requirements we need in our IT section. So again, it's about us sharing what we do, providing a platform for the graduate or the learner to develop their skills in an environment where we're supportive of them actually getting the workplace experience they require and some of the skills they need to be active members of the IT community.
Okay. Where do you recruit these interns from?
So sometimes we use agencies, sometimes we
Okay.
use LinkedIn, and we've had a variety of different methods. So our HR department have been quite successful over the years in terms of finding the right candidates and putting them through an interview process. And the interview process is normally a panel. And for this year, because we have partners involved in the program, they were part of the panel to select the learners. So we like to find people with not only the right technical background, but also with the right attitude and drive to
Yes.
make the learnership successful.
Yes.
So we've seen in the past that after the first week of a learnership, we could have a drop-off of one learner, maybe because they see that the work's not suitable for them, or they don't like the outcome of where we're going, because we try and expose them as quickly as possible to the work that they'd be doing and the broad base of skills that they'd require for the job. And we've been a lot more successful over time as we've looked at that process and developed it together with our partners and our HR department.
Yes. Obviously, there's also your company culture that you look at when you do this recruitment. You touched on exactly what every company tells me, and I personally believe in as well. Skill is part of it, but it's also a lot of it has to do with the individual's attitude, and I like the word drive. I'm going to steal that one and use it in future. It's really imperative because that's what's going to get them to go through. It's not a short program. How long is your internship?
Our internship normally runs for 2 years. So we
wow.
normally offer a contract after the first year, and then we start placing them in a particular skill that they've been identified to take up in the intern program. So I think if you're going to do something like this, the outcome must be that you build your organization and you provide opportunity. And not all of the graduates or from the internship or the learners have stayed with us, but many of them found homes in the industry and actually got on to successful careers as well. And I think that's the objective of providing a skills-based training, is to allow the person to build skill and to find a meaningful work.
Yes.
Either with us or with someone in the industry.
Yes, you've changed somebody's life.
Well, we've also got better at training. And you can't start a program and be successful from the beginning. You have to develop it over time. And I'm quite fortunate that I've been able to run learnerships for an extensive period of time together with the companies that I've worked with. And I think that a lot of the learners that we produced have stayed in touch with us, and we know that they've been successful.
It sounds to me like you're very hands-on with these programs. Am I right?
I used to be a lot more hands-on, and it is something that I'm passionate about in business. There are two things that I'm passionate about: skills development and sustainability. And both of those are important factors of the Kyocera culture as well. And I think that's what kept me at Kyocera for the amount of time that I've been here, and keeps me interested in working for this organization.
Looking at your own career, can you maybe share a story with us as to how did you end up in this industry?
I got into the industry, I lived in Cape Town, and in 1993 I had a friend who started a business in Johannesburg, and I came up to work in the business.
Okay.
And I worked there till 2003, and we built a fairly successful business. We ran learnerships with City and Guilds and with you guys, and we did lots of programs where we developed youngsters and built from what was a very small organization to a sizable organization, basically out of skills development and learnership, accounted for about 30% of the employees.
Wow.
So at that stage, Kyocera was starting to build a services department. They were a very small organization in South Africa, and I joined them to build the division. And that division is now 50 people. Most of them come from skills development in that department. Probably about 40% of the guys come from learnerships and programs of that nature. And in this organization, around 25% of the people in the company all come through learnership. So it's quite a high percentage, and we're not a big organization. And for us to grow, it was important for us to develop skill.
Yes.
So you asked an interesting question about going to the market, and going to the market is a great way of fast-tracking your skills within your business. But for us, because we were building the business over time, skills development was a far more suitable vehicle for us. So I think that's why the fit was better for us. We could find people, groom them, and bring them into future positions as we open them up.
That's incredible. It shines through that you're very passionate about skills development. Do you have advice for other companies maybe to do something similar to you? Because it sounds like you have such a great program.
The only advice I would have is that we need to get people working. So the only way we can build careers for people is to get them started and to get them workplace experience. So even if it's the simple skill of answering a telephone, entering a business at that level is very customer based, and it really gives you a good idea of what the business is like and how it treats customers, and gives you a good sort of insight into the business itself. And once you're into a business and you choose the right business, there's always an opportunity for you to grow. There's so many businesses that offer opportunities to youngsters to, once they get in and once they've developed their workplace experience, to actually grow and to progress with the business. And then the most important thing is that you contribute to the business's growth so that you can grow. Because if our businesses don't grow, then there's no opportunity for anyone within the business, particularly if you come in at the startup level.
Great. I think in conclusion, I'm very impressed with everything you've said in terms of skills development. You obviously live, eat and breathe skills development here at Kyocera, and you personally, and being very hands-on. How does anybody who's interested to join any of your programs, is there any way they can apply, or do you specifically go to specific institutions to recruit? Is there any way someone can get involved?
So we don't go to any particular institutions and recruit. However, when we're looking for learners or we're looking for interns, we advertise either on our profiles, any of our profiles, and we always looking for talent. And I think our only problem is we would love to take more people and develop more jobs for our industry, but the size that we have is limited because of our business model. So a lot of the skill that we build will probably end up in our channel with some of our partners. So I think that this is important, that we extend our skills program in the next couple of years to our partners, and there are more opportunities within our partner network for jobs, and we look to collaborating more with our partners in the industry to make opportunities like learnerships and internships available to their businesses as well.
Yes, great. Well, it's been fabulous to talk to you. It's been wonderful to learn more about Kyocera South Africa today. Certainly a fantastic company, very much invested into upskilling people, giving people an opportunity. Thank you, Paul. Lovely to talk to you today.
Thank you, Lorraine.
Thanks for making the time.
It was nice to see you.
Same here. And that concludes our chat with Paul Wendland from Kyocera South Africa. I think it's commendable what Paul and his team are doing here in terms of skills development. And he sets an example for every company out there, something to look at and to follow. Thank you.